Yeah, I agree. Like, there's like so much you can be like, fuck you, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna this that. Like, dude, don't no positive, no negativity. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, nothing's gonna get like. It's tiring. Alright guys, so it's another episode of the flip side. I'm currently at a different angle just because my computer's heating up. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm really excited for this episode. It's been a long week. Yeah, this is episode 15, I believe. And yeah, how's everything been on your impression?
I've been good. I've been good. We're back again, episode 15. I've been tired. I think it's been a long week for everyone. So today is the 22nd of December. 3 days out from Christmas. It's Christmas week. It's festive week. I hope everyone's having a good week, etc. But this will come out next week. So when it's New Year's week. So I hope everyone has a lovely Christmas filled with chocolates, etc. I enjoy the Christmas vibes, you know. I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't know. It's just something about Christmas. It's just too good. It's too good.
So yeah, I think you're right. Like, it's crazy. Like, dude, Christmas is in 3 freaking days, Christian. Like, it's 22nd. For some reason, like, this year went by pretty fast. I think this month went by pretty fast. Like, usually when I was younger, I was I was counting every single day of December coming up into Christmas, and now it's just like, dude, Christmas 3 days away. Like,
it's the thing you do as a kid. You'd always be counting down to Christmas, and then suddenly Christmas is here, and then all this month's worth of hype just dies down within a day. But do you have any plans, or are you going to give yourself an extended break over the Christmas period? Because I know, well, what most firms do is they operate under a shutdown period for 2 weeks leading up until New Year's, etc. So you're going to give yourself a shutdown period. What's the go with Andy Mai?
yeah, so I need to look into this. That's another thing we talk about, but there's like phase 3 of like freaking quarantine, wave 3. Like, what the so I need to look into what that freaking means, because before I lose my license, I wanted to go on a road trip and literally come back a day before the court hearing. So that was the plan. Like, hopefully coming into the new year, go on like a 7-day road trip, drive up north, you know, check out all the beaches, stay in hotels, just freaking travel on my own. But I don't know if I can. If COVID doesn't allow me to, damn, if I'm going to be having to spend the last 2 days of my license at home, that's going to suck.
Yeah, that would be the absolute worst, especially because I don't even think you'd be allowed to go interstate, within New South Wales to like up the coast, because the cluster is in the beaches. And I think up the coast, they'd probably be barring off of, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on. This is so frustrating. Of all the times lockdown number 3 could happen, it's Christmas week, New Year's week, the week that everyone looks forward to. Even just, I think just more so just Christmas, everyone just wants to spend it with their family. And then, I don't know what's happened, but how long would you be without your license for? You'd be without it for how long? 4 months?
3 months if I don't win the court appeal. So fingers crossed I win against the court. I'm going to vlog that whole experience. It'll be pretty cool if I win. Haven't won something in a long time. Like, Christian, like the last month has just been L's on L's on L's on L's.
Oh no.
And like, for some reason I haven't been swerving them. They've just been like direct hits. Like, I'm not swerving them for some reason. They're just like, I'm getting direct headshots at the moment. But yeah, just pushing through. But before I forget about the Christmas, dude, I remember when I was young, like, sleeping on Christmas Eve was so hard. I was just so excited to wake up the next morning, unpack gifts, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep on the 24th. And when the 25th, you'll wake up early, you'll find Christmas from Santa, presents from Santa, unbox everything. Now I don't even think we're like we don't even have a Christmas tree up this year. We usually have that every year, but I think it's just been like a packed year, not only for me but for everyone. And yeah, how are you feeling? Because I know that you had a long week as well, Christian.
It's the same with me. It's the same, except like we usually do put a Christmas tree up just to get in the vibes of it, you know. So we did put it up this year, but it's the same. Like, you'd go to bed on Christmas Eve, you'd get so happy, you get so excited, you know, and then it's all a bit restless, and you wake. I don't know about you, but I used to wake up super early on Christmas Day. I wake up at like 6 a.m. Christmas Day, you know, run downstairs. Yeah. And just run downstairs and then, obviously see what's up, you know, see what's up on Christmas Day. But yeah, this year, I don't know, dude, like it just doesn't feel right. Like We're both busy. I mean, you're busy especially, I know, but please don't work on Christmas Day. Just don't work on Christmas Day. Surely you'll take the day off on Christmas Day.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna. There's I think there's like 1 or 2 family gatherings. So hopefully the restriction doesn't stop gatherings. Because that would suck. So hopefully the government pulls through and doesn't really restrict us too much for the holiday festive season. I think the results are going to come out tomorrow, telling us about what the restrictions are. So I'm excited to see that because that's going to determine my next 2 to 3 weeks and sort of the plan for that. But yeah, recently I've been just trying to learn how to. Well, one thing I really learned this week was the power of mindset. So over the last 1 or 2 months, I've been just really just like doing whatever my body tells me, like sticking to routine. But like for some reason, I was always expecting to have motivation come to me. But what I've recently learned is like being positive, having a lot of energy is something that you have to train to switch on. So what I've been doing over the last 1 or 2 months is I've been just like lifting a weight without tensing. But what I found out is like you like just like working out where you have to activate your muscles and turn it on and push. You can't expect to be like strong enough or recovered enough where you could just like push things without having to tense your muscles at all. I found out that like when I wake up and I'm not motivated to work, I need to actually like tell my mind and switch on, be like, dude, today's a good day. Let's push through. Let's get this done. Let's film this podcast done. Turn myself on. And what I've realized, like people like my mentors, like Vincent, he's trained himself and switched himself on where it becomes a subconscious habit, where that becomes his new norm. Because I thought like the motivation would just come to me. I thought like if I sort of do what I love or if I get a lot of sleep, the motivation would just come to me. But no, actually, I think I have to switch it on. And looking back to when I was at my peak, I was really always like training my mind. I was like thinking good thoughts. I was like thinking positive thoughts. I was using gratification. I was thinking all these things, and I was actually forcing myself to be positive. And like obviously, it got to a point where it was like, why am I forcing myself to be positive? And then I sort of turned it off. And like it's been off for like 2 months. And over the last 2 months, I've just been like stasis. Things have been normal. I thought I would just like get motivated out of nowhere. I thought if I content detox, I'll get motivated. All these different things. But I think the simplest sort of answer was like, for example, today I got like 10 hours of sleep last night. Today was pretty productive. Sort of helped my mum, brought her to the doctor. Dude, I know everything about eyes now because my mum currently has like inflammation in her eyes, and I'm like asking the doctors the right question, and I know everything when it comes to getting cataracts, inflammation, freaking glucosis disease, freaking how to get a fake eye when you do a cataract, and then how steroids and freaking pressure lowering chemicals work, and like I understand inside out. So I'm pretty tired, but I should not be exhausted right now because I had 10 hours of freaking sleep. And as you can see right now, switching it on, I feel really motivated right now. Literally 5 minutes ago, I was completely tired, exhausted. I was like today has been a long day, just been dealing with L's, but now I'm switched on. I'm back in a pretty happy state. And this was a live example. You guys literally saw me go from 0 to hero. That was a bad joke. But yeah, like it's like a trained muscle. And obviously after this, I will be exhausted, but sometimes I wake up fully fresh and fully not tired, but I'm still not motivated because I haven't switched it on, and eventually it becomes your norm. That's one thing I discovered, I think. What's your thoughts on that, Krishn?
I think when you were operating at a level when you're always having it switched on, and then you probably got exhausted after a while. You'd be like, okay, why am I always like switched on? Why am I always going for it? Why am I that motivated? You probably took a step back, enjoyed yourself, took a break. And then now that you're at a plateau where you felt like you're just, copping L's everywhere and nothing's really working out and you don't really know what's going on. The minute that you are able to, but see, like you knew that, and you knew that immediately, and okay, something's got to change, and you got to switch on, and you got to do it, because you can be having the best job in the world and your favorite job in the world, but you can still always lack the motivation to get up in the morning and do it sometimes, or to get up in the morning and chase your goal and dream. And that's the result of, motivation, because of sometimes things don't go your way. Like that's just how it's going to be. Things won't always go your way. And you need to be able to stay on top of that. And then, like you said, stay on top of it, switch on, turn on. Even like even if you had a long day and we both want to do this, but we both had a long day, well, like, you might kind of be like, oh crap, I've got to get through this. I don't know if I have the energy to get through this. How am I going to maintain it? And then you switch it on. And then something as simple as like just talking about it or having a small conversation can easily get you, ready to go and get going. But it's more so that it's a big mental barrier. You're right. It is a big mental barrier, but you sound like you just got the hang of it just then. You sound like you finally, like, you talk, I think you speaking out loud about it has made you realize, okay, yeah, maybe I just needed to talk out loud. Maybe I just needed to, just shut up and just do it or just get over it. You know what I mean? I think that's what it was for you. What do you?
Yeah, I think like energy is like, the energy is contagious. Like, if I'm like sort of low energy, then you're gonna be low energy, and then that makes me more low energy. It's like contagious. Like you need to spread the positive energy. Like I knew, like for example, the past 2 days, actually, like even just today, I'm like something like so much like I'm taking all these losses. Should I just like give up and just like do something that's easier? Like when I'm having those thoughts, I know I'm at like a low point, because those thoughts shouldn't be coming in. They should be like locked out. They should not be able to enter. But like it's weird how like I'm saying that, and when I actually take a look at how things are going, the L's I'm taking aren't actually that big. Like the L's I'm taking literally like don't even make a dent. Like they feel like they make a dent, but in the bigger picture of the thing, they freaking don't make a freaking dent. And I don't know why I'm stressing over things. Things are going well. My team is strong. I have a lot of, I have a war chest for a reason. The war chest is for when these happen, things are going to be alright. Things are going well. I'm talking to people, I'm networking, I'm meeting new people. But for some freaking reason, this small loss that I'm sort of focusing on and trying to fix is making it feel like everything as a whole is going downhill. And it's because of perspective. It's because of I'm tired for some reason, even though I got freaking 10 hours of sleep. I don't know, like why am I tired after 10 hours of sleep? But I'm obviously not, because I'm able to switch on right now and I'm actually not exhausted. Because literally last week, I was filming an interview and literally talking hurt, putting out positive energy hurt my brain because I was just so drained. But right now, I have like the fuel. It's just like I'm not like letting it out, because I don't know, like my mind is just playing tricks on me. And I think perspective is important. I need to take a step back and really accept losses. I think one thing I struggle with is because coming from nothing, I try to like take whatever I can take. Like every single scratch, every single cent counts. I'm at a point where it doesn't need to count. Like the stresses to worry about it shouldn't be there, because I'm no longer in a state where I need to take everything I can get from the table. But I think it's been a bad habit where like every single dollar counts to me. And obviously that's like a really bad mindset that I just need to sort of break, because at once, so, there was a point where every dollar counted, but that no longer, I don't need to be in that mindset anymore, because if I do, the pros of having that extra dollar versus the con of the stress that trying to get back that extra dollar causes me isn't worth it, and I need to break that habit. And so talking things through, I'm like, oh, things aren't that bad. But I'm pretty sure that like maybe once this podcast and once my energy sort of dips, once I'm having lunch and things quiet down, that these thoughts would come back. And I think I just have to, one, go back to perspective, and two, and just be like, today has been a long day, let's just go to sleep at 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's a transitionary phase. You're going through a transitionary phase where you have that old mindset, and then that it hurts caring about the minor small details, the small things which will boost you up or get you to that level of that dollar that you wanted to say, right? So that amount of effort for that incremental $1 increase. So transition your phase to be like, okay, nah, bun that, forget it. That small increment to my value of $1 is not worth, like you said, it's not worth all this baggage that you're going to drag it. You can have a 10-hour day of rest, but if you're constantly on edge, or if your mind is constantly floating around with negative thoughts, etc., you'll always mentally drain yourself, and that's why you feel bogged down. That's why you feel bogged down. Like you said, you're talking about it now and you're realizing, hey, this is right. You're going to step away from this. You're going to go get yourself some dinner. You're going to sit down with your thoughts again. And you're going to be like, oh, no, but this. And then you like, I'm not saying you're going to snap out of it straight away. You'll eventually go back into being like, hey, no, I've got to do this, because you're going to finish, like I said, you're going to finish your dinner and you're going to be like, oh, no, even though I did think about this, I still need to do it. And you're going to do it eventually. And I can't stop that because you can't stop that either because it needs to be done because it's always going to play down in your mind. You need to get it done. But I think once the small period is over, the small phase is over, you'll be able to put that full transition into place and whereby you're less stressed about all this and less stressed about that and just focus on, like you said, the bigger picture. I mean, everything's a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress. You'll always exert energy on your mental thinking about this, and that's why, like I said, you can have a 10-hour sleep or 12-hour sleep, but if your mental is always in a state where you're constantly worried or, you know, feeling that you're chasing your own tail, I mean, you're going to get tired, and it just happens. You're seeing that now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's like so much you can be like, you, like, I'm gonna this, that, like, dude, no negativity. I'm gonna you up. Like, nothing's gonna get, like, it's tiring. Like, it's not sustainable to tell everyone to do. Sometimes you just have to take losses. But then at the same time, I wonder, like, are people that are really successful or really strong or really sort of solid, are they really that strong where they're like literally their defenses are so strong when things come, it just bounces back. Like freaking something comes, flick. Are they that strong? Or do they literally just accept everything and they just sort of like figure it out? So I'm going to still figure that out, and I've learned a lot of lessons there. But before we dig into that, how's your mindset? How's work been? I know last week was pretty packed. Is it still packed? How have you been managing the hours, Krishn?
Yeah, it's still packed. Just when I thought. So I gave myself a little bit of a break yesterday. Took a day off. Don't tell anyone. I just worked that much. I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, you're right. Like, I was working stupid hours. I was working 10-hour days every day. Then the last day, Friday, I worked a 12-hour day. Obviously, I do get paid for the overtime because it's regulated at where I work. But I don't know. I don't know why I was doing it. You know, like I realized that I'm helping the business, but at the end of the day, they just need it done, and they don't care who does it or how it gets done. Oh, obviously they care how it gets done because that's protocol procedure. But it's more so that I don't know. I just feel like I was just succumbing and just, you know what I mean? Like I just felt kind of mindless corporate slave at that point. That's why I just took a day off yesterday, thinking I'll get my mental back. You know, it's Christmas week. I'm not going to work any overtime this week. I'm just going to, because for me now, doing a normal 9 to 5 is just bang, it just goes, it's done. I wake up at 9, bang, it's already 5 p.m. I'm finished, right? So I told myself, no overtime this week. I'll enjoy my week, you know, have a good time. I'm going out for dinner tomorrow night with my family, you know, we'll enjoy that. And then suddenly it's just the same. Like they just called me like, they literally tell you like, oh, no, we need people to work these hours. And then you as a person, oh, do you know what they do? They're sneaky, bro. They're sneaky. So the big boss, so on Friday, like it was like someone's farewell. There was good vibes everywhere. It was a tough day, but the big boss was in, right? And he called me and my 2 friends into the office. And this is how they work, dude. So he calls us in and he starts off. He goes, guys, I'm loving your work. You guys are doing so amazing. I'm so happy and proud of the output that you guys are doing. I want you guys to know that the work is definitely getting noticed and you're definitely having good chatter about yourselves amongst the leadership team. And I was thinking that and like, hey, not bad. And then do you know what happens? He flips it. He manages to slide in a sneaky, the premise of the meeting was unfolded just there and then. He goes, so I would really appreciate if you guys can do some overtime on the weekend. You know, you guys would be helping the business a lot. How many hours can you guys commit to? And bro, when the big boss is there in front of you with the one below him, so 2 big bosses in the room, and then he just buttered you. He essentially buttered us up. He put us, you put bread on like a plate. He put us on a plate and just slapped us up with butter. And then there's no way you can say no to the big boss when you're in a room with him. So me and my friends looked at each other, and then I didn't speak first. And then he goes, yeah, I'm happy to do some overtime on the weekend. And I was like, I'm not happy to do. I'm doing a 12-hour day on Friday. I was gonna sleep all day Saturday and maybe hang out with whoever, right? And then I ended up waking 6 a.m. on Saturday morning to do 2 hours. I only did 2 hours. So it's not too bad, right? So I gave myself yesterday off, and now it's just back to square one. They're like, oh no, we need people to do overtime. And you really question it. I get what you mean now. You just question like,
dude, you know what I question? Like, what is life, man? What is life? Like, what the fuck is life, guys? And like, you really do is like, what is like, why am I doing this? Like, what's like, what are the cards that are being dealt to me despite the amount of hard work I put? Like, I thought all the hard work that I put to like, go through uni, get high marks, get internships. What was that all for? Was it for this lifestyle? But I think what I recently learned, so there's this guy I met, he's like super religious. He was talking about God and stuff, and I'm atheist, but I was listening. Like, what they do is like, he's seen like his dad go through a lot of big cases, friends are gunning against him, like a bunch of stuff, and his dad is like chill. And he was like, I was like, Dad, how are you so chill? Like, look what's happening. And the dad's like, the reason I'm so relaxed is because this is sort of what the man upstairs has sort of planned. Like, everything happens for a reason, and I trust that he'll look after me. So what I learned from that is that looking back to all my toughest times, looking back to all the losses, all the L's, they've all led to a win. But at the time of the L, I was just like the same position where I was at now, where I was like, what the f is this happening to me? Like, when you're like just crowded and just like consumed by losses after losses, it's just hard to breathe. It's literally like, you're like literally drowning sometimes. But what I've realized is like all these times where I've nearly drowned, or I feel like I'm drowning, always lead to like a win. They all happen for a reason. And even like sometimes like what I want to do more is I just want to like accept it, just drown figuratively, where I let all these losses come in. I literally don't act on it straight away. I just sleep early and deal with it the next day. I deal with each case one by one at my own pace and sort of let it play out. If by me doing this task 12, 16 hours later, not dealing with the issue straight away, led to the issue being bigger than it is, so be it. Like, that's even hard to say. Like, it's hard for me to say that because I'm always the type of guy that's like, deal with the thing straight away. I'm a person, I believe in the power of now. When something happens, deal with it straight away, not letting it draw out. But I do think this sort of serenity where you're not stressed and you're just sort of letting things play out. If I was like the other guy, letting the man upstairs handle it, that things will sort of turn out alright. So like, I guess from your end, like really just like taking things as it goes. If you're tired, work less hours. If you're asked to work more hours, say, yeah, I'm down to work maybe 2-3 hours, taking sort of each shift at a time and just sort of playing your cards through. And when you're sort of motivated and you want to push. When you're exhausted, be like, hey, can I get less hours? Because last week I clocked like 80 hours. Could I clock only 40 hours this week? Maybe the way to go.
100%. I mean, the thing that you said, it sounds like you're like putting out small fires here and there. Like you see a fire come up and you're putting it out. Obviously, you need to put the fire out, right? But I think if you list down the things that you have going on or things that need to be done, and then if you rank it in importance, you can easily just know which ones require your most immediate attention and are very, very important to get rid of, and then prioritize your tasks. I mean, like we've said this so many times. I mean, perspective is key at the end of the day as well. And I think for you especially, like you'd have all these thoughts and you'd have all these things, but just as something as simple as picking up a phone and calling a friend or speaking about it like this is therapeutic in the sense that you're able to really mentally lay out the floor, lay out the plan for the next week ahead and be like, okay, wait, why was I stressing all this time? Me just talking about it openly has made me think, okay, yeah, I could do this, and then I don't have to worry about this, but I should still be worried about this, or you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to be able to articulate in words, but you're essentially laying out the floor plan or laying out the blueprint for yourself. That's why it's so important. Just if everything hit the fan, write it down. Like write down what's going on, or like what day you need to do. Talk to someone, call someone. This helped me as well. You know, it's something just different perspective on what's happening inside your life. It makes so much of a difference that you don't realize that sometimes, and it's so important. And yeah, man, long Christmas week, eh?
Dude, like I think even if I like even the power of writing things down, like if I wrote things down, there's probably only 3 things I need to like put out, 3 files or 3 things I need to do. But I think what makes it scary, which I'm learning now, is those 3 things coupled with the message you have to reply to, the file you need to send to this person, the podcast you have to do, the interview that you have to do, the student that you have to reply to, the update you have to make, the file that you check. The 3 main things coupled with these 10 small minor things create this vicious big monster. And like I don't know how freaking CEOs or big companies like handle it. Like maybe I just need an assistant, and maybe that's the trick. The assistant can handle everything. Maybe that's what they have, like an assistant that does all those little things, and all I have to do is handle those 3 big tasks, and all those little things an assistant can handle. That's something I might have to consider doing. But I think that's sort of the facade, because if you break it down, it's only like 3 big things that I could probably knock out in 3 hours, and the 7 small things I could knock out in like 45 minutes. But it's just like the effort. Like it's like, I don't know, it's like doing an assignment. Like most university assignments, you could probably knock them out in a few hours, and you have knocked it out in a few hours the night before. But for some reason, throughout the whole month that you were given it, you just procrastinate, you hold it off, you build it up to be this one big thing. And I guess that's like a good lesson you learn from university, but at the same time it might be a bad habit that everyone builds, where they sort of build it up till the night before.
I think our friend Steven here is going through that right now. He's left something quite late, and are you stressed, Steven? Are you stressed about finishing it?
Not really. I have the whole entire day tomorrow. I can smash it. I believe in myself, you know. I'm confident.
I wish I had that young energy, that fresh vibes about you to be like, yeah, I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna do it. Because if I was you, I would be so stressed. I don't know. Like with me, with uni, especially with like the timelines that they'd give. I don't know, like I would still leave it to the last minute, but I'd just be stressing. And you know what they say, like, oh, diamonds aren't made under, you've seen those memes, like diamonds aren't made under pressure, and you just see someone like slamming with the keyboard. Like 100% know that my marks would have been so much better if I didn't leave it to the last minute. But yeah, there I was, every night, last minute, slamming away at these tasks. And it makes you wonder, like, I don't know, I think I would have definitely got better marks. Do you usually leave it to the last minute for your assignment, Stephen?
Not that often. It's mainly this one, mainly because I totally forgot that I had summer school for uni. Like I was just chilling, just vibing, working for music chess, and I'm like, every Thursday I have the tutorial, which is at 6 at night. I'm just like, I have a tutorial today. And then the tutor's just like, oh, Stephen, do you have an assessment due? I was like, oh crap, I do. So this is the only exception, but there are some times where I like forget because I don't put in my calendar or something. Like I don't write it down.
Krishn feels really old right now. She's like, damn, I wish I could be in that. Like I wish I could have that youthfulness, that youthful chillness, the lack of commitment.
Yeah, the power of the youth. Did you used to leave your assignments at the last minute from memory when you were there 3 years ago at uni?
Yeah, I think I was like a big last minute guy. Like, dude, there was like assignments I like handed in like 10 minutes late, passed it this time, freaking lost 1 or 2 points. But yeah, I think, like I was like a last minute guy. I sort of tried to do things early, but it sort of usually didn't pan out. That habit has sort of like died out. The tough thing is like now I have to set my own deadlines.
Yeah.
And sort of like it's scary because like every day that I don't do it just adds in this weird unknown pressure where it's like, there's no due date, but like for some reason it's building up, and it sort of builds up this anxiety. Whenever I feel in this state and I go on like a 7-day holiday trip or like a 4-day drive, get out into the city, and I get to breathe, and I'm like, oh wow, this is why I work so hard. The ability to sort of have experiences like this, like now everything's making sense. Like I'm having fun, like money's still being made, and I'm able to travel, and like I need to be able to do those things, and it has been long overdue. Like I keep telling myself that I need to go on a holiday trip. I keep coming up with excuses why I don't book in an Airbnb, I don't book in different things. I'm just making up excuses for myself. But I know that when I go on those trips, those really give me a perspective of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think like when you reward yourself, Christian, when you go on that trip, when you take that annual leave, when you get your first house, when you buy your first car, you're like, oh, this is why I'm working. This is why I'm working these extra hours. This is why I've been doing things. And you need those rewards, you need those reminders. And knowing us, we try to keep pulling the slingshot back, and we try to keep pulling it back and back and back, and like luckily it's never snapped. We've never gone crazy just through luck, but we need to remember to let it go and let it swing and see the fruits of our labor, and then start pulling it out again, because if we don't, it's going to snap, or eventually the string is just going to get loose where it's just inefficient. Like literally you just can't pull it any further, and you just hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's not viable, it's not healthy. You need to be able to step back and, you're right, view the fruits of your labor. We should have gone on Sunday. We should have gone to I don't know, just drive somewhere. You know what I mean? But we'll figure out. We'll do something. Just a day trip, just a drive, just to like get out of my face. I just want to like, I don't know. Just recently I've just been feeling these vibes where I just want to like go on a long drive, like 8 a.m. in the morning. Or like 7 a.m. in the morning, just drive somewhere for 1.5 hours and just sit down at some rural place and just have a coffee. I don't know, like just that's just vibes to me. Like I get what you mean. Like that's what I want to do at the moment. Just like drive somewhere for ages, sit down, have a coffee, and just look out in the open wilderness and just stare at it and just be like, yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's gold for me.
Yeah, I really want to do that. Let's do that soon. And now thinking about like it's 8 p.m. I'm actually not going to finish off that dispute. I'm just going to nap. I'm just going to sleep early, just like I did yesterday. I'm going to deal with it tomorrow. I'm very happy with the new setup where I put my 2 work days on Monday and Tuesday, because for the rest of the week, it's like sort of chill. I do have the anxiety, like whenever I feel a lot of anxiety and things feel like it's like I'm flooding, that's when I need to just shut down and just go sleep and like handle it tomorrow. The thought of doing that also gives me anxiety, because now it's like I have like one less day to deal with these issues. But at the same time, literally, all the things the 3 things I need to deal with, one is probably going to be due in like, I don't know, I have like a 2.5 month time span. The next thing, that one I could literally, there's no limit. It's just the longer I hold it off, the longer the results are going to come back in. So I should get it done early, but there's no urgency. And the third thing, that one I need to handle by the 29th. So I've got a week. So like all the 3 big things, I have time, but I don't know why I just add this extra external pressure to myself. So I need to learn to chill, and maybe I need to get a freaking assistant.
Maybe get an assistant, but you're right. Prioritize your time. And I think the one thing that's a bit different about this episode, because we have talked about mindset in the past and we've talked about where we're at, and I think the previous episode showed different stages of where we were at the time, and I think this one's a little one where we're both a little bit more vulnerable in it, and we're letting it out, and like we're talking about it. I think this is a little bit more therapeutic for the two of us. Yeah, like talking it out. This one, like we've had long weeks, etc., and just talking helps a lot. And I think that's the one thing that I want to stress in this one, in this episode. It's like, if you've had a long week, just take a chill day, or like, just like Andy said, he's going to finish up after this podcast, and he's not going to do it because he knows if he does it, it affects your sleep, it affects everything, your mental, your sleep, and then it affects your performance the next day in terms of what you want to try and hit, your goals, etc. So I think just viewing from this episode how vulnerable Andy's been, especially, and a little for myself, we find talking to each other and opening up about it quite therapeutic in the sense that we're able to, it allows us to take a step back and have different perspective on different things. So, if you're ever going through something like that, make yourself vulnerable, talk to some people, or if it doesn't work for you, take a step back, take a break. But yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah.
And like one thing I've noticed is like I was watching Logan Paul. I'm a big fan of Impulsive, and I struggled to watch his earlier episodes because Logan Paul was a freaking different person in episode 20 versus episode 200. But he's grown so much, and the reason why I love it because I see the growth in all the cast members, and I'm always watching the next episode because I'm growing with them, I'm seeing them grow. And I struggle to watch the earlier episodes because it's like this younger, cringy version of them. Even if it wasn't even that cringy, just like a less experienced version of them. And if I'm used to talking or hearing them talk at their current state, it's hard to watch them at an earlier stage. So I do enjoy this, and it's going to be awesome to watch back and see episode 1 and see how fresh we were. Krishn literally just got his new job. I just, things were going well. I was launching a podcast. I was doing many different things, and yeah, like it's like 1, everyone gets to join the journey with us. 2, we get to watch back, and I think these episodes are the valuable ones. These episodes are the ones that's going to make it into the documentary. Like these are the ones that are going to be the pivoting points that people are like, oh shit, like this was a solid episode, and it's something that's relatable. I think stuff like this, I've noticed like a lot of the vulnerable podcasts, they're the ones that really do really well, and I think this episode is something that a lot of people will be able to relate to.
Yeah, definitely. I want that relatability in terms of people listening to this. If you've made it this far, just it's rough. Like it's Christmas, we should be happy, we should be festive. I mean, I don't know about everyone, but I personally love Christmas vibes. Everything's glittery, glamoury, lights are on, everyone's cheerful. It just reminds me of like, I don't know, hot chocolate in the morning, chocolates, family, etc. Right? But as one of my friends, he always says, "That's life in it." Like it's just you can just be nothing always works out the way you want it to. And yeah, I'm happy this episode is the way it is. And you're right, we're gonna look back at first couple of weeks and be like, little do you know, you think you got it good now. Yeah, nah, life's coming around at you. And at times you can feel like you're getting hit by a truck. And you know what? We'll link all the relevant mental health awareness stuff, links down below, numbers that you can call. Yeah, just because, we'll do that because, even though it doesn't seem like it, we're still letting off a little bit of steam and energy this way. And yeah, like I'm just thinking about that now. Actually, like I'm still processing it. Yeah, this has just been therapeutic. I'm enjoying it. What do you reckon? Do you want to wrap it up here and then? I reckon we've hit a good sweet spot. We've been vulnerable. I think we'll wrap it up there. I know you need to like zone out and just take a step back. I don't know. And Stephen needs to go back and do his freaking assignment. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'll do my assignment. Let's go.
Oh, the enthusiasm of the youth. But yeah, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate this talk.
Yeah, I really like this episode. I think the conclusion I came to is like, dude, like all these major CEOs they look like they're freaking living life. They've mastered sort of like dodging. They've mastered how to like dodge or like have L's fly back. They're just good, or they somehow like take punches but just bounces off. Like I'm pretty sure there's no way, like if you're literally doing a million things at once, there's literally 1% of a million is like freaking, is that 1,000 or 10,000? 10,000 things are gone, like 10,000 things are burning up at every single given moment, but they're completely chill. So I'm gonna crack that code. I'm gonna really try to understand how the fuck they do that, and I'm gonna share that with you guys when I do figure it out. But I think it's possible to stay calm, chill, happy, and love life despite if the world is crushing down on you. And yeah, this was an amazing episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was something different. If it was shit, let us know. If this was just say, hey, I don't want to hear about you freaking complain. Hopefully it wasn't complaining. Hopefully it was more sharing. That was my goal. And it was really therapeutic, not gonna lie. But hopefully it wasn't. Let us know if this was too selfish of us. Drop it in the comments below, and I'll make a mental note not to sort of do this and sort of try to provide value. But hopefully this was value packed. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone for listening.
If people can't see that we're being vulnerable and being open, and if they think it's selfish, bro, no, it's not being selfish, right? We're just talking, getting things off our chest, okay? We're not being selfish, but yes, let us know if, look, at the end of the day, it's still an insight into what you're going through, I'm going through, and if people want to listen, if they don't, that it is what it is. But yeah, let us know your feedback in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We've hit a sweet spot right now. We'll leave it as it is, and we'll see you back next week for episode 16.
I'm excited. Next week, Christmas episode, New Year episode. Peace. See you guys. Bye.